Yes. Right.
There is no Apple mic. This is okay.
Yeah.
This will be okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome all of you for my session. And this session on the challenges and the reality of big data, a practical approach. I will try not to be very technical. I will try because this is like an understanding of big data track. So I will just try to go with a methodological approach. And as you have seen a lot of revolutions in the past, so we are also at the edge of another revolution, which is the big data, cloud computing, mobile technologies, and so on. So when you talk about the big data, we are talking about, is it like a big demon, or it's a devil, it's evil, or it's something like irrelevant. So we need to see what it is. And in one of in today's keynote, what I saw, like, it is not just about the quantity, but it is about the quality. The quality of data which has been given to you for the benefit of your business, that is what it counts. So here, as you can see, this is my agenda. So I'll be talking about anticipate, accelerate, and differentiate, and then I will be talking about 3 dimensions of value, how the value can be driven for the business, and then the reality stuff, some of the facts and figures I will try to share with you guys. However, these facts and figures, it may not be accurate, but the thing which I would like to communicate and convey, I think that I will try to cover up myself. And then there is a conceptual approach. So we will be talking about that approach, and I will try to introduce a framework that's called Ninja. It's like a 9 jaws, and I will try to present that one. As you can see in this particular slide, appreciate, accelerate, anticipate, accelerate, and differentiate. So we are talking about who should accelerate what, and when they should differentiate, and where they should differentiate, and why they should differentiate. And the same way, they should accelerate. So what need to be accelerated, what need to be done in order to bring the value to the business. It is not just about the quantity, it is about the value. What is the value you are going to drive from this particular data capturing? That's what we are going to talk little bit. So I will start talking about like a small story. Maybe it is about me, or it is maybe about some of the other IT pro as well. So I have spent around 20 years in the IT industry. So we have been, we are only known for kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, and terabyte. But there is something which is beyond nowadays, which is called petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte, and yottabyte. And there is something beyond that. So why we need those kind of metrics or those kind of units, which is why it is needed now, why it was not before. Although those terms were there, but we were never been using. So the computational power was not there before. Why it is being realized now, and why different companies, they are trying to come up with the different innovations, and they are coming with the different frameworks, methodologies, and see how the information can be computed so that the value can be driven for the business. Like oil exploration and some simulation stuff, this is like just for the reference. These industries, when starting from the exploration until to the production, it used to take minimum from 10 years to 30 years before, because there was a lot of data only for the computing and to see how the value can be driven, how we can meet the objectives for this particular exploration. So it used to take a lot of time, but with the help of big data, with the help of tools, with the help of technologies, now the exploration is, it is shortened. We can do it maybe within 5 to 10 years now. So this is one of the practical example. Since I am an Indian, I would like to also talk something about the thing which is happening. Indian Institute of Space and Indian Institute of Science, by 2017 they are gonna come up with a supercomputer which could be 100 times faster, and it could compute 132.8 exaflops. That's the processing speed. So flops is like a floating point operations, and that's what when you want to measure a computation, that's what it counts with the flops. So this is one of the things which came up, and we are with the big data, we are talking about analysis, and we are talking about predictability. Before, the prediction was not it was not easy, because although there could be certain mechanics, there could be certain arithmetic, there could be certain algorithms which was in place, but there was not a real computational power was there. So this becomes like a reality with the big data. Proactive actions can be enabled at this time, and you can also forecast storms, earthquakes, and so many things, where you can have more realistic results from the big data analytics. So I will move on to this the famous slide, which is like a big data, which has 3 V's we call: volume, velocity, and variety. I will not try to emphasize more on this, maybe because, and also from my presentation I will try to avoid those slides or explanations which has been already explained in the other presentations as well. So when we talk about the volume, it is about the speed. It is about, you have a lot of data which is coming from different places, from different, every universal object what we see, it is considered to be, it's like a giving certain data. So that kind of huge data, that kind of volume we have at this moment. So the main driving force is not just about the volume, it is not just about the speed in which the information can be computed, but also it is not just about the variety and the types of files which has been coming up. There are different types of files, there are different types of the databases, there are different types of stuff which is coming up, log files, event-driven data, and all of that. So all these 3 sources which we are collecting the data, why we are collecting? Because we want to drive the value from that. So for me, it is about the value which we want to drive, which is coming from the volume, velocity, and variety. And that's what I want to talk over here. So it is about the movement of value against each data set which is being computed everywhere. What is big data today? It may not be the big tomorrow. Like I was just talking with some of my colleagues, I have like a 10 megabyte presentation. If I cannot share this particular 10 megabyte of data with my colleague, with my family, or with anyone, so it's a big data of today, and this may not be big tomorrow. So this is one of the example we have. Like we have some medical EMR, electronic medical records, some imaging systems which has the data in terabyte, which has the data in gigabyte, which we cannot share. That's the big data for us at the moment. We have movies, which is 3-dimensional movies, Blu-ray movies, which could go from terabyte to exabyte even. And that is also big data today. So what is big today, it may not be big tomorrow, and what is big tomorrow, it may not be big day after tomorrow. So those kind of things. So big data is about the relational database, which is like enterprise database we are talking about. We are talking about other data which is coming from different sources, from different places, from different domains. So those data, why we are getting, we want to have accuracy on the predictability. So that is one of the thing. So we are aggregating the best technology to work better. This is some of the statistics I would like to share with you. As you can see, these are the 3 transformational factors what I see, and what what the big Gartner and Forrester and big companies, what they are saying. Mobile and internet has dramatized the world. Without the invention of mobile and iPhone and the smartphones, and without the stuff which we can do it today, where you have the SaaS, PaaS and as what he has been speaking today in one of the keynote session, it is in your pocket. What has been used as a supercomputer at the time when the first man went to the earth. So you carry more computational power in your pocket itself. So mobile computing, mobile technology and internet has really dramatized the world. As you can see some of the statistics, India and China themselves, they contribute 35% of 4.1 billion active connections, active users across the world. 1.2 billion 3G active subscriptions are there at the moment. 2.1 billion internet users are there at the moment, which is like 1/3 of the world's population. And all the growing economies, the desktop, the mobile internet is being exceeded with the desktop internet. So everybody is accessing all the information, all the internet activities, all their social stuff by using the mobile itself. So this is one of the transformational factor. The other transformational factor is the social networking. There is some statistics, and that I put it on the slide. And this social element, what we see, like Facebook, it is analyzing 845 million users patterns, data patterns, and 250 million photos are uploaded each day on the Facebook itself. So we are talking about here online relations as a social factor, and we are talking about the sharing habits. Before, a lot of information was there, but it was not being shared. Now everybody came up with a habit of sharing the information, and this particular habit of sharing information with your own colleagues, with your family is sharing a lot of information. When there was a data, only your family, they were the one who used to, only you as a business or an IT, you used to generate the data. Now even your family, they are uploading data in gigabytes. A lot of data has been uploaded, each individual of your family. So the data is bulging, the data is being evolved, the data is being generated everywhere. So before any product is launched, the people, they go to the social sites and they just see what is the information, what the people is talking about this particular product, this particular service. So social factor, sharing habits also has dramatized the whole world. Globalization and localization. I used to tell, the globalization has to happen. The globalization has changed the world. But it should not happen at the cost of the localization. Localization, it matters. Wherever in the big data, where in the cloud computing, wherever the data is being stored, as long as the data is fetchable, it is accessible any part of the world. Yes, you have the data and it is available to you. So it can be complemented by the SLAs with the agreements, but it should not happen at the cost of the localization. So globalization has to happen, but it should not be at the cost of the localization. So virtual world and the real world, it came closer. Virtual world, before we used to call, like even in some of my, in today's presentation, and some of the gentlemen, they were showing like technology and business. They were like a separate models. But I think technology is like a tool which is a driving force for your business or whatever you do it. So the technology has to be an integral part of the business. So whatever we do virtually, it has to, now the virtual world and the real world, both they came closer with the Google Glass project. As you can see, they don't want you to leave the virtual world, leave the real world or the physical world to find the information into the virtual world. With the glass, you have all the accessibility to the real world, and the same information, it can be accessed from the virtual world. So these two worlds it came closer. Every one of you, I think every one of you has the Facebook. Every one of us have certain activities virtually, whether it's a business related activity or it could be a social related activity or something else. And there are relations are happening. So the real world and the virtual world, they are interacting together. So what I am saying here, every object what you see in the real world, it has certain characteristics and it has certain data, and that data need to be computed. So I will not show here, I will not show in my presentation what are the APIs which can be used, because there are so many companies who is providing a lot of APIs, and that is something I will discuss in my coming slides as well. So what is my concern over here? The data was not as it is today. The data was not there before. As you can see today, every object universally what you see, it is bringing certain data. It doesn't have to be an electronic device, it doesn't have to be an electronic instrument or an electrical equipment. Even your non-electrical appliances has certain characteristics, certain attributes, certain information, and that information you can find it in the virtual world. That can be used for the business to promote, to strengthen your product, and so on. And the language barrier, even some of the analysts, what they are saying, the language, now even you are talking English and somebody talking something else by using the Google translator and so many other tools which is there in the market, still you have an ability to communicate, to talk with the other person who don't know the language. But the transformation will happen in the future. The major revolution, what some of the big scientists, what they are anticipating, yes, you talk one language from one end, the other person will understand, and the same language will be translated. Siri is one of the small example which understand and which is trying to find the information in the virtual world and trying to bring the information about the real world or the physical world. Everybody knows, I think, like all the data what you see as a big data today, 90% of data is unstructured data, and 10% is the data which is structured data. Even from the structured data, you have the information, you have the blogs, you have the tweets, you have certain videos, audios, and all that stuff, certain scientific information, certain genome information, all of that. It is storing in the database, but you cannot make the decision. Even today's, what we have the analytical tools which is available from different suppliers and vendors, they cannot give you the information which you can make decision today. Because the data has to be in a way where the decision can be made. A value can be driven from that particular data which is being stored. And 90% of data, as per the research reports, it was generated within 2 years only. And it is about how much 50 terabyte and all of that statistics, and I think some of the presenters, they already, So world information is doubling every 2 years. Here in this slide I try to show like how the information is coming from different places. We used to call enterprise data warehouse. Enterprise data warehouse, you are fetching the data from the Oracle, you are fetching the data from the SAP, and SAP could have stored the data in your HANA, or it could be an Oracle database. And you have social media related stuff where you are putting all the data. You have flat file systems, you have transactional systems, you have CRM, you have a SQL Server, and so on. And that is only enterprise data where you can make the decisions with regards to your business. And there is a public data which is being driven from the feeds, from the meta tags, from your blogs, from your different information, audios, videos, and so on. And there is a line of business applications. There are banks where still they are using certain banks, they are still using the line of business. They cannot afford to have replaced with a new information which is based on the SOA architecture. And there is a sensors and industrial related data and scientific related data which is being generated. Healthcare itself, it is generating a lot of data. Each image which you have in HL7 format, DICOM, and all of that, it has a lot of big files. By using those standards, you are able now to share with the other systems as well. Every department in the healthcare industry, it is like a silos. Within the hospital,